Welcome students. So in the previous classes, we have discussed about the font properties, like we have discussed font family, and then we discussed about the other font properties like font size, font style. Okay, all this we have studied with an example. And also we discussed font variants and font shorthands and text decoration like line through, overline, underline, and so on. So now the next topic that we'll be discussing in this class is all about the list properties. So what are lists? Basically, we have studied in the first unit itself that we can have the ordered list and unordered list. So whenever we want to display some items or elements like in a menu format, so we can use the lists. So we have studied the ordered list, unordered list, and also we have discussed the nesting of list. And uh, in all this, we have used same type of bullet for that particular list. So whenever we want to have different types of bullets, like we want to have the numbers or we want to have the alphabets and so on, we can use the uh, list properties. So what are list properties basically are? So two presentation details of list can be specified in an HTML document. So that is the shape of the bullet. So what should be the bullet that we are going to use? What should be the shape of that bullet that precedes the items in an unordered list, and the sequencing values that precede the items in an ordered list? So one thing is for the uh, unordered list, the bullets that appear, okay, how we want to make them, what should be the type of that particular bullet. And another thing is the uh, list items, okay, how they these list items should appear, like whether they should appear with ABCD or Roman letters or with 1 2 3 4 series and so on. So to design all this, we use the properties called as the list properties. So whenever we want to set the list properties, we have to use this property, that is list style type. So this is the property that we need to use. So this property is used to specify both of these, whether it is we are applying for unordered list or ordered list, we have to use this list style type. So I will just go back to the earlier examples. Okay, so we have studied these examples, like we can have ordered list, inside that we can have unordered list and so on. So in all this, if you have observed, like if I take the earlier ones also, so in earlier programs, like we have used this all uh, ordered list and unordered list. So in this, if you observe, like if I open this, we have these list properties by default. So it is taking a square bullet, and for the ordered list, it is taking the numbers like 1 2 3 4 and so on. So whenever we want to change these sequencing, like I want to have a different bullet, like there are different types of available. So if I want to apply that, we have to use list properties. So here we have, for the ordered list, we have 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. And again, it is repeating here. So I want to change this sequence. Like for example, the first level, I want to have 1 2 3 4. Inside level ordered list, I want to have ABCD. So in such a way, if you want to do it, we have to use something called as the list property. So this is the basic about the list properties. So we will take one example. With that, we can discuss it. So now let's take this example. Okay. So by default here, uh, let me change this one. So here we have this uh, list example. I will just run this. So this is our example. So again, if you can observe, so we have 1 2 3 and so on, and we have the bullets. Now if I want to apply a particular bullet, so what I have to do? So I can use this. Okay, and this can be used inline or at the document level. By default, I mean, now initially we will apply it for the inline, and then we can go at the document level. So if I want to apply this, so what I can do? So I will just go to this li, and here I can set the property. So how to set that property? So we can use like this li, and then we can set the list property. So li, we have to use style equal to list style type. Then I can use. So by default, here we have the different properties that are available. So those properties we can use it. So we can use disk, or we can use square, or we can use circle. So anyone we can use for the list item. So I will use it here as disk, and I will close this. Okay, so just let us run this one. So you can see that these all are the square bullets for CSS, JavaScript, and XML. Now I have changed it to disk. Similarly, I can change it for the others as well. So I can use style, and I will use list style type, and I can square take it as square. So already it is by default it is square only. So the same thing is going to appear. And for the third one, I can use list style equal to list style type. We can set it as disk, or we can make it as square, or we can make it as circle, and then close it. So we can see that. And for the last one also, I can set it as style is equal to list style type. I will set it as circle again. Okay, now we can observe the changes. So I will, if I just run this here, we can see that only HTML is in the disk, and CSS, JavaScript, and HTML are of square bullets. Now if I refresh this, you can see the changes, because for the CSS I have kept it as square only. So you can see that. And for the JavaScript and XML, we have made it as circle. So from this, what you can understand is for the unordered list. So basically here we have in this particular thing, this is the unordered list. So if for the unordered list, we have applied it, and we have applied it at the inline level CSS. That is inline, we have applied it. But the same thing can be changed, and we can make it as document level as well. So if I want to make it document level, I can directly apply for the entire unordered list itself. So these are the different properties that we can set. That is the disk, square, or circle that we can set is for the unordered lists. So similarly, we have another program here, like that is given in the textbook. So these are the different single engine aircrafts. So for that, we can set different types of list style types. It can be disks or square or circle. So if I just run this, you can see that we have different bullets for the unordered list elements. That means we have applied it for the li type. Now if I want to, for example, say you want to apply this disk type for all three, whether it is Cesena or Beechcraft or Paper, all this, if you want to apply, what we have to do, we have to use it the document level CSS. So let's take that example. So instead of specifying it for everywhere, what we can use inline level. So I will say li disk, and then here I will set the properties. So I will use list style type disk. Okay, list style type as disk I will use. So this is my document level CSS. So I have taken a class selector li.disk and list style type equal to disk. Now if I want to apply this to list items, so I will take li, then I will say class, and the class name I have given it as disk. So I will say disk, and then I will save it. So just if I execute, you can see that HTML will appear in case of disk. Similarly, if you want to apply, like for example, like square, if you want, so I will say li the name, or I can take another class li dot say square, and then here I will put the property as list style type, and we will make it as square. And then if I want this to be applied for a different list, so instead of taking here, we can take it as here part 1. So we'll say li class square. So we can observe that for this particular list item, that is part 1, we can have the bullets as in terms of square. So just run this. So you can see that we have the square. So by default, basically it will be square only. So again, it will look like the same. So now what we will discuss is, suppose say that I'm using this li for like for a individual list item, I'm using the class or inline CSS. But assume that for this entire list, okay, like for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML, for all this list items that I have, I want to apply only one particular uh, list style type. So that can be done by using in this way. So what I will do is, I will take ul and then li. Okay, so what this means is, I want to uh, apply the different list type, like for example, say circle, for all the list items that are followed after the unordered list. So that is the meaning. So first level is ul. Inside that, if there is a li, for that I want to apply a particular list property. So I will take ul li, and then here I will say, so this is now here it is like a simple selector now, because I'm not using any class here dot or anything. So it is ul li. So here I will say list style type, I will give it as circle. So that means any list item that is followed by the unordered list will have the list style type as circle. So here we can see that this is the unordered list. Inside that we have all the list items. So this means that in this particular program, how many UL we have? So this is the first unordered list that we have. And after this, we have another unordered list. And inside that we have again the li. So for all the list items that are present inside the UL, that is in the unordered list, will get the property as the circle, that is the bullets as circle. So let's execute this now. So can you observe this now? Because this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML, and here part 1 and part 2 all are under the unordered list. So like this also we can specify the list style type. I hope it is clear to everyone. So if you want to sum up all these things, for the unordered lists that we have discussed, it can be bullet. Bullet can be like disk, a square, or a circle. By default, it will be disk or square. Again, it depends on some of the browsers. So in our browser, we can have the square, but by default, it will be disk, and we can have the square, or we can set the circle, or set it as the circle. Either we can set it on the ul, or we can set it on the li tag. And this for the unordered list, the list items does not just restricted to, or it is not just restricted to square, disk, or circle. We can also set an image, like for example, a small smiley image if I want to set. So that can be also done. So let's take that example. So I will take a class. So here this li and image, okay, and then we are setting it as list style image. So to list for the li, if you want to set a image as a bullet or image as a um, list item, list property, so we can use this list style image, and we can set it in this way: url, that is the path, so the name of the image file, so that we have to set it here. So I have this image in my the same directory. Again, if it is located in different directory, you have to give the full path. So if I want to set it for a particular element, so what we can do is we can use this li, and here I will specify the class. So what is the class name? The class name is image here. So I will say class equal to image. You can give any class name for this matter, but since it is an image that we are applying as a bullet for a list item, we are taking like this. So how do you have to set it? li dot image, I mean the class name, and then list style image. So this property you have to use, and then followed by url. In the bracket, you have to give the name of the file and with its extension. So now if I run this, you can observe the changes. So you can see that this particular item has been applied to list item. But again, we can see that we have two things here. One is this is the inline style sheet. I mean, at the inline level, we have applied the class. And for these list item like CSS, JavaScript, and XML, there is no inline CSS. So what it will do, it will take the document level. So in the document level, what we have, UL followed by LI. So this all entire list is inside the UL and LI. I mean, inside it is basically inside the UL. So it will take this property, that is the circle. Again, if I want to set this all these images for the all the list items, what I can do here, only I will specify it as UL LI, and here we can specify like in this way also, list style image. Okay, I will say it as URL. Okay, and then we'll specify the file name .gif, and then I will remove this one, and we can remove this as well. This also is not necessary. So that means for all the lists that appear inside the UL, we want to apply this particular property. So let's run this now. You can see that for all the lists items that are inside the unordered list, they have been applied this particular property. So these all are the different list style type properties that we can apply for the unordered list. So now we will be discussing about how we can apply this for the ordered lists that we will study now. So for the ordered list, we can observe that by default, it will start with the decimal numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So now if I want to change this, instead of 1, 2, 3, I want to make it alphabetical order, or I want to make it in Roman letters, or I want to make it capital, I mean, lower letters or uppercase letters in such a way, I can do that. So before going to that, there are different list properties and their sequence type has been mentioned in the table. So let's take that. So on ordered list style type can be used to change the sequence values. So what is the property value? If you want to set it as decimal, or if you set it decimal, it will be in sequence type is Arabic numerals. The first 4 letters will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If you set it as upper alpha, it will be uppercase letters. It will be in this order. Similarly, we can have lower alpha or upper Roman or lower Roman. And again, there are different, in the latest version, there are different types of are also available. Like we can have the lower Greek or lower Latin, okay, and American, and so on. So there are different property values that we can apply it. So again, in this ordered list also, we will take it as inline ordered list first, and then we can apply it for the document level. So if I want to apply for the inline level, so what I will do, I will go to the OL, that is the ordered list. So in the same program, we have this ordered list, okay, 1, and then we have the item inside that is 1 and 2. Again, in that we have different levels of ordered list as well. So we'll go one by one. Okay, so for example, if I want to apply for this ordered list particular thing, what we can use is, here we have data structures, web programming, all this are appearing with in the same way, like 1 2 3 4 5, and this is also 1 2. So if I want to make the differentiation between the levels of the ordered list, we can use it. So we'll say OL inside that is the inline level we are applying. So we'll say style. So we'll say list style type. Okay, and here we have to specify it as, so if I want to say lower alpha, so I will say list style type, we'll say lower alpha, and then put a semicolon and close it. So let's run this now. So we can see that all the list items of an ordered list. Okay, and where I have applied to only this particular OL. So where this OL is starting here. So how many elements that we have in that LIs? So this is the one: data structures, web programming, and computer networks, DBMS, Java. So these are the list items that are present inside this OL. So for all that, it is being applied now. We can see that data structures, web programming, computer networks, DBMS, Java. So all are in A, B, C, D, E. So it is just we have applied it for this particular OL. Okay, we are applied it for this particular OL. Similarly, if I apply it for the outer OL, like for example, here we have information science and computer science. We have two. So for this, if I want to apply, where I should apply it for this particular OL, which is at the starting position. So for this, if I apply, I will say style. And here we have to specify it as list style type. Okay, and then here we can say instead of this, we can say upper alpha, then put a semicolon and then close it. So now if we can observe this, we can see that this information science and B computer science is being changed in this way. Okay, so like this, if I want to, or if you want to apply it as in a Roman letters. Okay, so here we can see that there are different types are available: lower alpha, upper alpha. Similarly, we can have upper Roman and so on. So that can be also applied to this. So I will change this is to say for example lower. You can see that lower alpha, lower Greek, lower Latin, lower Roman, and so on. So different types are available. We can apply any one of that. And here we can see that it is being applied now. So like this, with the help of list properties, we can understand that how we can segregate the nested list. Basically, it is used whenever we are using the nested list, whether it is a ordered list or unordered list. We can apply different list properties so that we can understand the hierarchy. Basically, whenever we are displaying information in terms of hierarchy, it is very useful. That is the advantage or the application of using the list properties. So a question can be asked on this. What are the list properties? Okay, so we have to, if it is for 2 marks, you can take one simple example and write the definition and you can give it. But most of the time it will be asked for 5 to 8 marks. What are the list properties? So basically you have to specify the syntax of it, how to set the list properties by using the properties, CSS property, that is list style type. For the unordered list, we can use the square, bullets, and circle. And for the ordered list, we can have different varieties of property values, and their sequence type is been given, so that we can be applied. So now in this, till now what we have discussed is for the ordered list, inline level we have applied. But what if I want to apply it for the entire ordered list elements? If I want to apply for that, what I have to do? I have to use again the document level CSS, and here I will specify the properties, and that can be set here. So let's understand that now. So now what I have done is I have removed the inline level CSS, inline level list property style for the ordered list, and I have made it as the common one, that is the general the selectors I have used. So I have used it as OL. So now what we can do, I have made the list style type as upper alpha. So wherever I have OL, okay, irrespective of how many OLs I have, and for all these list items, okay, it will take it as the property as upper alpha. So here I have OL, okay, so that means for the information science, and also the next one, that is for the computer science, the same thing will be applicable. Not only for that, again inside this OL I have another OL, okay, for this also it will be applicable. So I have set it as list style type upper alpha. So if I run this now, you can see that. So for the information science, this is the uh, outmost or the top level ordered list I have. So for that, it has applied A and B. Not only for that, for this inside the OL also we have another OL. For that also it got applied, because I'm using it for OL. That means for all the ordered list and for the list items, this is going to be applicable, or this has been applied. But now what if I want to uh, specify it for only this particular OL? I can use again the class, or I can use the for the particular inline level. So for this, what I will do is I will say OL and I will say 1. Okay. And here I will say OL and then I will say 2. And here I will specify the list style type. Okay, we can set it as, say, for example, here I will specify it as Roman, or say lower Roman. Okay, and then here I will say lower alpha. Okay, and then here we can specify the class. So here I will say OL class. Okay, what is the class name? That is the 1. So I will say it as 1. Okay, now if I run this, so it has been applied for the outer level OL, because I have mentioned it as OL1 and class I have used it as 1. Now if I want to apply this for the second OL here, so what I will do, I will say OL and then I will say class, and I will use the class name as 2. So what I have mentioned, I mentioned it as lower alpha. So for the second OL and its list items, the lower alphabets will be applied. So if I run this now, you can see that for all this, we have used A, B, C, D, E, and so on. So now we use the classes for this ordered list, and then we have given it as 1 and 2. For example, in the if you remember in the earlier cases that we have discussed, like uh, if you want to use nesting, that this the list item that which is followed inside the UL. Similar to that, when we want to use in this particular way, for example, consider that this is the LI which is inside the OL. Okay, so this LI, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML, they are inside the UL. So for this, we have applied the unordered list and list properties. Similar to that, if I want to apply a list property for all the lists which are inside a OL, how it can be done? So that can be also done by using in this way. So I will use OL, and then inside that I will say LI, and then we can set the properties. So that means I will remove this one for time being. This it can be okay, fine. So this also I will remove. So here there is a OL, and inside that we have the list items. So I will say OL LI, and here I will say list style type, and I will say upper alpha. Okay, and then I will close it. So that means no need to specify the class. We are, because we are using not the class selectors here, so it is just OL and LI. So all the lists which are inside the OL will have this particular property. So this was the earlier case. Now if I refresh it, you can see that for all the lists that are inside the OL have taken this particular property, that is OL and LI. So how many OLs we have? So in this case, if you remember, so the first one is also OL. So this list also belongs to this OL. I mean, and also this OL also is a part of the outer level ordered list. So for all the list items that are inside the ordered list, for that we have applied this particular property. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now in this you can see that information science and computer science, this is the OL. Inside that we have another OL, that is data structures and so on. So now if I want to differentiate this, I want to apply it for only this LI elements which are inside another OL. So that can be also done like by using the nesting. That is what I will use OL and then I will say OL. So that means we should have the ordered list. Followed by that, we should have another ordered list. And inside that, we should have the LI. Only for this particular sequence, the property will be applied. So OL, OL, and LI. So let's take that example and see the changes. So what has been done now? For the list items that are inside the OL and those OL items which are also part of the outer level OL. For that, we have applied this property, that is upper alpha. So now upper alpha is been applied to only data structures, web programming, and so on. Why? Because this data structure and web programming are inside the OL. So you can observe that data structures, web programming are inside the OL. And this information science, it is again belongs to this OL. So it will be applied to only this. So like this, whenever it is we are doing the nesting, we can use this in this way we can use it. And for the others, for example, for this, I can use it as class. Okay. Can use class. So I will say class 1. So that means what? What is my class 1? It is lower Roman. So it will be applied for this information science and for this particular thing, that is for the computer science. And for the other list items, like for data structures and web programming and all, this particular property will be applied. So let's run this now. You can see the changes. See, the for information science and for computer science, we have used the class. That is, we have mentioned it as inside the class. If you observe, it is class 1. We have used it as lower Roman. So for that, it was Roman lower for the information science I, and for this computer science, it was 2 lower Roman. And for the others, like for data structures and web programming, we have applied it as OL, OL, LI. So similarly, you can use just OL, LI, or you can use OL, unordered list, and LI. In that way also you can use it. For example, I want you to try with OL, then we have OL, and then inside we have LI, and then we have used UL. So in such way also you can nest the properties and we can set a respective values. Now in this, we can observe that this information science and computer science are by default starting with 1 and 2. Suppose say that I want to start this with 3 or this with 4 and so on. So for that, there is another property that we can use, that is just a property called as start. So for this example, I will say OL, I will say start, and then I will specify the value. I will say 3. So the list items will start with the number as 3. By default, it will start with 1 and 1, 2, 3, so on. But if you want to specify it with start with 3, 4, and so on, we can use that as well. So if I run this now, you can see that it is starting with 3 and then it is 4 and so on. So these all are the list properties that we have for our syllabus. So most of the time, 5 marks or 8 marks question is asked, what are the list properties? So you have to specify the list type, how we can apply it for the ordered list. I mean, how we can apply it for the unordered list with their syntaxes, and how we can apply it for the ordered lists. And also you can specify this particular table, because for the ordered list, we have a number of property values. So apart from this, we can have decimal leading 0 and so on. So all this upper Greek and lower Greek, all this we can apply it. So we have to specify this table and take one example like this, where you can apply all this. Either you can use the class level CSS to demonstrate, or you can use the inline level CSS, but you have to explain all this with an example. So for 5 to 8 marks question can be asked, very important topic. So that's all we have in the today's session. Thank you.